I mean, I got to watch you work recently. I was so impressed. Just I have a bunch of hip hop artists to compare it to, but I was impressed as a creative because you're so young and you've had your own success. So, and I'm sure the lesson you've learned is that you know best, and that that you'd have that Steve Jobs like lobe would be inflamed, which is not a bad thing in my opinion. Like so, it's like, oh, I gotta. Sometimes the curse of genius, my friend. Is non-collaborative, like you're like you have a healthy like fear of other people like. But that's
what I've learned from my predecessors, both in comedy, because I love comedy, and I think like the parallels between comedy and like rap is like it's the same shit. It's all about punchline and timing. And for me, I've always been very open because I know what I know, and I know how to rap, and I know how to do this, and I know how to perform, and I know that, and nobody can tell me how to do that the way I do it. Mm-hmm. But the things that I don't know, I go to the people that do, and I just shut the fuck up and listen.
But I was like 39 when I figured that out. So I guess you're more talented than me.
No.
It's not a competition, you piece of shit. No, I was very impressed. Like you can tell, you're an old soul, or there's no such thing as old souls, and you were the son of drug addicts in a horrible political, racial situation. Nice. And you were forced to become Vulcan and wise.
Logic.
But that I'm assuming that could easily make you more combative and isolated and autonomous and all this stuff. But it was like you. The reason we met is because he's working. He did a little thing for season 3 of Rick and Morty, which it's not even a spoiler because you won't remember this conversation in 2019 when it comes out. We're a little behind schedule. But I won't spoil the specifics of the episode, but it was like great that Justin knew you, and like you came in, and it was like I figured you were a cool guy, or like you wouldn't be coming in the first place, but I didn't expect what you came in and you worked in front of us, which is like it took me so long before I used to like. I wouldn't be able to write on airplanes because if someone next to me might be watching my process, I could and then when I started doing Community, it was a hit show I did for NBC in 2009. I went through a period where it took me time to learn that it was okay to sit at a keyboard with a screen and have other people looking at the screen while I was like deciding what someone should say. Like that was like the equivalent of watching me masturbate or poop. Like. And
I get it. I totally understand.
I don't know.
When you say, Dan, that you're watching him work, what do you mean?
He came in and like I had written a rap for a thing, and like it was like placeholder lyrics. It was like, let's get it. But you just came in and from top to bottom kind of looked at it, welcomed it, found a tempo for it, found a beat for it. Started going through the lyrics and then changing them, adapting them to give it basically a better, it was like the scene when Mozart meets Salieri and and it's like, oh, that thing. And it's like, he starts adding, that's what you were doing, which is what fun. We wanted, but it's really like cool. To do it in front of us. I thought it was like, and you weren't showboating, you were lifting us up, and like, there was no ego, membrane of you being like, you know what, maybe just let me Are
you saying that like you looked at it, that you generate your own beat right on the spot there? Like,
no, what happened was, and I'm not going to get I won't give anything away, but basically, like Dan said, and it was really cool to think like, damn, I wrote some shit with Dan Harmon. Like, that was like so cool. Like, first of all, just walk in the room and Justin's there and Dan's there and everybody's just being super fucking cool. And this is the first time I meet this guy. He's like, yeah, motherfucker, blah, blah, blah. He's like doing all these raps and I'm like, whoa. All right, this is my kind of party. So there's this like template and it's all this like really fun stuff and things that have to do with the episode that wouldn't make sense without him kind of writing it first, because how would I know? So he does these things, and then what I did was I go, okay, well, let me see, what would be a good BPM for this, beats per minute, how fast the song is, okay, and then I went on YouTube and got like a template beat, if you will, just something fun. It was some Tribe Called Quest, and so I got that and I threw it on. Say what?
Which song?
God Lives Through, which is one of my favorite beats by them. So I did that. And I kind of caught a vibe, and I caught it, and then I basically took what he did, and then rearranged it, and then added things, and took things away, and we came to a good place. But here's the thing: the reason why I think I could do that is because unlike, how do I want to put this? People who didn't necessarily grow up in like the Twitter era, you know what I mean? I had to do everything in my career in front of the world.
Right.
Which was hard, because once again, there's people like, even in fucking rap. Think about going my whole life being like, you're white or black or this or that, or you're not this or you're not that. And then you go to hip hop, which is predominantly black, and I'm like, hey, my brothers. And they're like, no. And then I got to do a whole album about my life, and they're like, okay, kinda. And I do a second album and really bring it home for the brothers, and they're like, all right, you're cool. You know what I mean? So it's like,
but don't go in that house. I thought you were a movie. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing.
So that was
I just felt like I was.
Grandpa's sleepy. Watch it.
But that was it. I
was just imagining all black people saying things, and
hey,
I was adding to that.
What's up, child? Grits.
Oh man.
It's cool. I'm black. But yeah. It was fun. It was great.
So I was impressed by that, and you're but you were impressed with my rap writing, obviously.
This is a real thing. Like I don't know if you're doing like a bit. I was actually impressed with the raps. Like it was so cool. Man.
I thought something was interesting. It would make a good segue because this is something that I would ask you regardless if this had come up in that conversation. But it's one of the first things that came up is because I was going for authenticity with my template rap. It was festooned with the N-word.
Yes.
And I didn't know. I guess I kind of.
So basically, what happened was,
by the way,
there was the word nigga all over this shit, right? And I come in and I tell him this. I was raised in this household. This is a word that I use. It's a part of the culture. It's hard to explain, but. Within my music, I never use this word unless it is unless it's
hilarious.
Unless it's commentary.
Yeah, exactly. Unless it is a true representation. Do you understand?
Unless it's being used to discuss the issue. Unless it's being
that's a
used
real
to
thing.
discuss...
Or if it's in quotations, like if it's part of the conversation that's happening, maybe, or
no, kinda something like that. But it's like, all right, just understand. Like I've always had a rule that until people know and understand, because it's just a word that's in my vocabulary. Growing up in a black household, having all black family and friends, and it is what it is.
It's in my vocabulary, and I didn't have any of
that. No, but there's a difference though. It's I know. You're not a racist man. You're a writer. You're a comedian. Like you use this to write. So I come in
and I try
I'm
to
like,
liven up Monopoly games.
Yeah. Nice. But yeah, so I basically was just like,
and showers are boring, and you're always looking for a new thing to call your friends, and like, all right. Anyways,
nice.
It's just
all right.
Dan, leave it.
But I thought it was
don't take it there.
But I thought it was an interesting topic. Because what I like about it is like there's this the dichotomy of bad word, good word, use the word, don't use the word.
It's all preference. And there's like, and this is where we gotta get racy. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, that was a terrible joke. Anyway, so no, but like it's all like, there's things that my mentor said that you never argue about. Like race, religion, politics. Just there's certain it's sports. It's like a thing that there's no right or
there's
like
no resolution.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like almost with that. Like here's how I feel about the word. And if when I go to concerts and I see the majority of the demographic who are attending concerts, they're all white. So it's like, if it's like Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with, nigga, blah, blah, like whatever. It's like, don't get mad at the kid. Like you put it in, you put it in the song and they're reciting the song and they love you and they're paying to see you. It isn't a racist thing. You know what I mean? It's not from that place. Anyway, so I just don't like to fuck with that in general. So I was just like, yeah, I'm not going to say that. And he was like, cool.
Right.
Long story short.
I expected
Context. That's what I was gonna say. It's all about context. Like when I explain like my mother being racist, or like on the album that I'm working on, I won't super get into that, but like I'm rapping from the perspective of a black man who told me that I wasn't shit but a white boy, and he was like, "You're just a white boy, nigga." which is like so. But no, it's really funny because it's so like that doesn't make any fucking sense what you just said. And so in that context is when I'll use the word.
I love that idea that language can be thought and that it doesn't have to have these electric fences about it, but at the same time it's not as simple as this libertarian linguistic policy of like let's let it all slosh together because the most racist shit will be cloaked in false equivalence. So people will go, "Oh, I can say this, but so and so can't say that." It's like, yeah, context and history and all these things. So on one hand, you definitely want all of that in place because that's part of language and history. It's like that. To me, the enemies are people who are certain about things and who have rules for other people about things, and the people that will quote unquote solve any problems we have with anything really are the people that are so uncertain that all they have is to focus on is their own gut and their own instinct, and they have like this code. And I thought that was, I'm sure you're not the only one, and it's kind of like that made me that gave me like a whole, it just, I don't know, it just made me happy. I was just like, oh, that's so cool that word can be like any other chemical in a chemistry set. It can be like, yep, there's sulfuric acid, and like you can use that to, like, different people have different rules for how much of it they use and what circumstances they use, and it's like their own relationship with it. I was like, that's what it is.
So basically,
that's the solution
that
I've been
word is
looking
like
for.
your snail. I mean, my guy's thinking about the craziest shit.
Because my rule is very simple. I use it constantly when I am alone, making sandwiches. Like I'm just like, it's all over all of my songs about how I need mustard and
ketchup
because I have the
extra nigga.
It's just me. It's like I refer to myself in the third person as that and that I need more mustard, and Jeff does the same thing.
Oh yeah, no, it's like Worcestershire sauce in my house. Like it goes here and there. Yeah.
I literally will use it as a pet name with my girlfriend. Like I'm gonna
Are these real things?
We have to trust each other.
Is this a bit? Is this a real thing?
No, it's
it's
for
like
real.
we